Good morning. We're back in the fish room again, and we've got another few little jobs to do. So today, what I'm trying to do is, I'm looking at replacing this lid on here because it's all a bit cracked and falling apart, and it's a bit cumbersome because you've got to lift the whole thing off if you're trying to do stuff inside the aquarium. So what I'm thinking of is, I've been looking at getting some glass or some plastic, basically put it on in 3 sections. So it'll be like a bit there, a bit there, and a bit there. So it means when I go to feed the fish, I can just slide the center section across, leaving the other 2 plastics in. So the fish be nice and safe and the light's not gonna fall in. Because when I lift that whole thing off, I'm always a little bit worried about the light getting knocked and falling in the tank, and then boom, no fish. So at the minute, obviously, I've got to lift the light off, put it down the back of the tank, lift the top off, and do my maintenance. So I've had a little look. I was going to get some glass, but the only problem is where you've got like the line coming through and the power cordage, you've got to have little notches in or little angles cut, so obviously it passes through the side between the glass and the tank. So the plan is, I've got some old plastic boxes, so let's take a look. There you go. So I've got one of the plastic storage boxes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut like a oblong or rectangle piece out of there, out of that side, and also the other side, and then I'm going to put them on top of the tank on the left and the right hand side, and then cut what's the remainder of the corrugated bit to sit in the middle. So it's just using old stuff that would just normally go to the tip or just get chucked out. So I'm gonna have a go at doing it. It may work or it may not. So keep watching and we'll have a look and see what it looks like at the end. The first thing I've done, if you can see, I've just marked my square lines basically as wide as I can have the pieces. So I'm gonna run the saw down there, see what it's like to cut with a hand saw, and then all I'll do is literally just from say there, which is like the biggest piece I can make because of the bottom of the trunk, and then work back over there to the correct width of the fish tank it's going to sit on. So we'll cut one of them out and see how it cuts with a handsaw. There you go, so you can get the gist of it, and then we'll just file down the edges, make them nice and smooth, and then cut it the correct width, and then do the same again for the other side. Well, it turns out that's exactly the right width or depth. So what I've done there is just marked the top left hand corner where the airline goes into the tank, and I'm just going to notch that out and put in its bit. There you go, so you can see what I'm trying to do here. So there's the 2 pieces of the box now cut as lids, and I've notched around where the cables go in now, in the airline. So what I need to do now is cut a piece for the middle, and then I can slide across, drop the fish food in, whatever, and then it means there's no risk of that light falling in because it's obviously not going to fit through that middle gap. So right, cut the middle bit. There's a bit of a video of the babies eating the cucumber. Ta-da! That's that done. So actually it works out really well because the lips off the top of the box, look, act as a groove, and then you can just slide it along. Feed the fish, which is all I think. Not bad, eh? Not bad for nothing. About half an hour of me time. There you go. Now I've got a new fish lid that's in 3 sections. So drop us a comment. You ever made a fish lid out of an old storage box? Probably not. You probably like went out and bought a proper nice bit of perspex, but hey, in the fish room, one man's rubbish is another man's treasure. Right guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back soon.